GrubHub users can now also order groceries. According to Supermarket News, Grubhub has partnered with Instacart to allow customers to order groceries from more than 1,000 national, regional, and local retailers directly through Grubhub's app and website. Under the arrangement, orders are placed on Grubhub's platform but fulfilled and delivered by Instacart shoppers. Customers can access the service by selecting the grocery icon in the Grubhub app, choosing a nearby store, and adding items to their cart and tracking delivery in real time. The service is rolling out starting October 28th and is expected to be available nationwide by the end of the week in areas where Instacart operates. Orders from select pharmacies will also be added in the coming months. Chris, what do you think of this strange bedfellow and first of a kind partnership between Grubhub and Instacart?
Oh man, and my first inclination is beware of Greeks bearing gifts, but I'll tell you about that more in a second. Because my first takeaway is that these last two headlines, particularly this one and the one prior, they show the rise of what we've long talked about on this show, which is that the third-party delivery providers are being pushed into playing more of a white label service positioning throughout the market. I think we're going to continue to see that. We've talked about it. I feel like I talk about it every week at this point, and it's just more evidence that it's coming. So that's point one. Point two, though, getting back to the Greeks bearing gifts, the partner here is really fascinating to me, Ann, because Wonder, aka Mark Laurie's super app for meal planning, owns GrubHub. So if I'm Instacart, I'm stepping back strategically and I'm saying, why the heck would I do this? Why would I give a leg up to someone that eventually wants to disintermediate me in his grand designs on how to attack the marketplace? And also, why would I throw GrubHub, one of my competitors, a lifeline like this? GrubHub has been flailing for years. I mean, it's been, bought and sold multiple times just over the last 5 years. So if I step back and I just look at this from like the landscape perspective, this is the same essentially as Instacart providing delivery for DoorDash and vice versa. So like, I just don't understand why Instacart would do this. I don't understand their incentives. And I question the move wholeheartedly. And I wonder too, if there isn't something else at play here, like strategically, where Mark Laurie is like kind of baited the hook with Instacart and been like, hey, you can acquire us because we're going to create the super app for mealtime, help us get it on board. And it sounds really sexy and you should do it with me. And then, God knows what happens from there. But very well could be at play, knowing him and knowing the history of how he does things.
That makes the most sense out of all of this. I mean, the other thing that I don't understand, the other angle that we didn't talk about yet, is that Amazon Prime members also get a free Grubhub membership. So to me, that feels like some conversation between Amazon seems like it would have been something that might happen before we saw this headline. It seems like that would have been a good defensive moat for Amazon, but apparently not. Apparently, Mark Laurie is working his magic in the background, Chris, and Instacart is who he wants to be linked in with for this partnership.
Yeah, God knows where it's going to go.